If you're a clinician thinking about opening a wellness clinic, I want you to do something for me. Picture the clinic in your head right now. I'll bet most of you are picturing a standalone medical suite. Glass front, your name on the door, reception desk, 3 or 4 more treatment rooms. That's the clinic that lives in everyone's head. That's also the clinic that costs $30,000 or more to open. It's also the clinic that takes 6 months to build out. That's also the clinic that you sign a 5-year lease on before you even see your first patient. And it's a clinic that kills more first-time owners than any other single decision you can make. Here's what most clinicians don't realize though. There are 4 different ways to open a wellness clinic. The standalone model is one of them. The other 3 launch for under 10 grand. In this video, I'm going to walk through all 4: telehealth, mobile, shared suite, and standalone. For each one, I'll give you the real startup costs, the real monthly overhead, how fast you can launch, what each model is actually best for, and the limitations nobody tells you about. Nothing held back. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which model fits your situation. Let's go. So, like I said, there are 4 models. Telehealth, the startup costs are $1,500 to $3,000, has low overhead and is 1 to 3 months to launch. Mobile is $5,000 to $7,000, low to moderate overhead, 1 to 3 months to launch. Shared suite, $8,000 and up, moderate overhead, 2 to 5 months to launch. And then standalone, $30,000 plus, high overhead, 3 to 6 months or more to launch. So save this graphic, screenshot it, send it to whoever you're building this with. Now let's go through each one and I'll tell you what the numbers actually look like in real life. Telehealth is the lowest barrier to entry. Startup costs are $1,500 to $3,000. That covers your EMR setup, your website, your telehealth platform, your scheduling system, your business formation, your medical director paperwork if you're in a state that requires one, your malpractice insurance for your first quarter, and your basic marketing. Monthly overhead is low. You're paying for software subscriptions, your medical director retainer, and ongoing malpractice. Probably under $1,000 a month if you're lean. Speed to launch, 1 to 3 months. You can be seeing patients on Zoom by Tuesday if you push. Best for weight loss programs like TRT and HRT. Consult-based care, and anything where the patient doesn't physically need to be in front of you. Here's why telehealth wellness is exploding right now. GLP-1 weight loss programs run almost entirely over telehealth. Patients prefer it as well. They don't want to drive to a clinic for a 15-minute medication management visit every month. And from your side, you can see 4 times as many patients in a day because you're not switching rooms or doing physical assessments. Now, the limitations. You can't do anything that requires hands-on care. So no IV therapy, no injections you actually administer yourself, no in-person assessments. Your service menu is narrower, but the services do fit telehealth, like weight loss, TRT, and HRT consults. They're some of the most profitable services in the wellness industry. If your dream clinic is built around medication management or programmatic care, telehealth is the cheapest, fastest path to revenue. For a lot of clinicians, telehealth is the right first step. You launch in 60 days, you start generating revenue, you build a patient base, and if you want to add hands-on services later, like mobile or shared suite layers on top, that's a real strategy. Don't miss telehealth because it doesn't look like a clinic that's in your head. Mobile is the next step up. Startup costs are $5,000 to $7,000. That covers your medical bag, IV, supplies, vitamin injections, a portable chair if you need one. Your transportation setup, your booking systems, your business formation, your medical director paperwork, and your insurance. Monthly overhead is low to moderate. A little higher than telehealth because you're carrying inventory and using your own vehicle, but still well under $1,500 a month if you're disciplined. Speed to launch, 1 to 3 months. It's best for events, pop-ups, concierge, IV therapy, hangover recovery house calls, wedding parties, corporate wellness days. Mobile is where a lot of nurse-led IV businesses start. It's a legit business model for sure. Here's the upside. You go to the patient, they pay a premium for the convenience. A house call IV at a bachelorette party looks at twice the price of an in-clinic IV, sometimes 3 times. Corporate accounts, you set up at a tech company on a Monday morning, run 40 employees through a B12 shot in 3 hours, get paid $4,000 to $5,000 for the day. Events are bookable months in advance, which gives you a predictable revenue. The limitation, logistics, scheduling, and storage. You're driving everywhere. You're carrying inventory in your car, you're storing supplies somewhere like your garage, small storage unit, your spare bedroom. Pharmacy regulations matter here too. How you transport controlled or compounded medication has rules. Check your state. The other limitation, you can't scale on your own time. You're trading hours for dollars. To grow past a certain point, you have to hire other nurses, give them their own kits, and manage them remotely. That's a different business than what you started, but for the first 18 months, mobile can generate real revenue with very little overhead. A lot of nurses I know started mobile and build up cash to fund a shared suite and graduated. That's the real path. Next is a shared suite. This is a model I started with at PUUR. Startup costs are $8,000 and up. That's a deposit and first month of rent in a shared space, your basic build out, chairs, a treatment table or 2, signage, your equipment, inventory, software setup, medical director, insurance, and launching marketing. The end up matters here. $8,000 is the entry point. If the space needs more, the deal you negotiate is bigger, or your services need more equipment, you can spend $15,000, $20,000, even $25,000 on a shared suite launch. The model itself is very flexible. Your numbers depend on your deal. Monthly overhead is moderate. Your rent is the biggest line item, but it's a fraction of a standalone lease because you're sharing the space with other businesses. Speed to launch, 2 to 5 months. This is best for first-time owners, lean launches, anyone who wants a real physical space without taking on a 5-year lease. Here's how shared suites actually work. You find a business that has a space that they're not using, like a chiropractor with a back office, a med spa that closes at 5, Pilates studio with an extra room during the day, salon suites that have rooms that you can rent out, a wellness coach with a treatment room even. You sublease, you pay them rent, you use the space during agreed hours. You bring on your equipment and your supplies. Sometimes you're sharing the front desk, sometimes you have your own. Sometimes you're operating during the off hours, sometimes you're taking over a dedicated room that they're already using. PUUR didn't start in the suite you see now. We started in a tattoo shop on Westheimer, a literal tattoo shop. That's where the first patients came in. That's where our shared suite started. That experience taught me everything I needed to know about whether the wellness clinic model was going to work in our market without me signing a lease that would have buried us if I didn't. The upside of a shared suite is enormous. You get a real physical address, you get a real treatment space, you get a real Google business listing. You get to test your services in person without committing to a real long lease. You also get a cross-pollination of the business that you're in. The chiropractor's patients become your patients. The med spa clients book your IVs. The Pilates communities refer members to you. This is the model that gives you the most learning per dollar spent. Now, the limitation is it is shared availability sometimes. You don't have the space whenever you want it, maybe. You have to when you agree upon having it. They can constrain you on scheduling. Also, you have limited customization. You can't paint the walls your brand colors. You can't put your logo on the front door sometimes. The space looks like the space. Now, granted, there are a lot of cases where you can customize, so don't let that deter you. For most first-time owners, the trade-offs are worth it. If your dream is a standalone clinic, shared suite is how you get to standalone without going broke first. You prove the model, you build a patient base, you generate the revenue, then you graduate. That's exactly what we did with PUUR. Quick note before we get to standalone. Everything I'm walking through is the framework, but your situation is your situation. Your state, your services, your capital, your timeline, your risk tolerance. If you want to walk through this with someone who actually runs a clinic and figure out which model is right for you, I do free strategy calls every week. 20 minutes, no pitch. Link is in the description. Now back to it. Standalone is the dream clinic in everybody's head. Your own space, your own front door, your own brand on the wall. The startup cost here can be $30,000 and up. A lot of standalone clinics cost even more than that when you factor in build out, equipment, signage, branded interior design, deeper inventory, and a long launch of marketing. Monthly overhead is high. Your lease alone might be $3,000 to $5,000 or more a month. You add utilities, insurance, software, your medical director, your staff, your inventory, marketing. You can be looking at $8,000, $9,000 to $12,000 a month in fixed costs before you even seen your first patient of the day. The speed to launch is usually 3 to 6 months, but it can also be longer. Build outs take time, permits take time, hiring take time, and the city definitely takes time. These clinics are the best for established clinics, the higher volume operations, owners who have already proven the model in a smaller footprint. This is a model that works when you've already built a patient base somewhere else and you're ready to graduate into your own space. It's the model that does not work as your first clinic. The limitations here are the long-term lease and the build-out costs. Most commercial leases for medical spaces are 3 to 5 years with personal guarantees attached, which means if your clinic doesn't work, you're personally on the hook for the remaining rent. That's the line I want every first-time owner to sit with for a minute. If you sign a 3 to 5 year lease at $3,000 to $6,000 a month and your clinic doesn't work in the first year, you're gonna owe all the remaining rent personally. That's a house. That's why I tell first-time owners, don't start here. If you've already proven the model in telehealth, mobile, or shared suite, and you're ready to graduate, standalone is the right move. But if you're starting from scratch and standalone is the only model you've considered, start somewhere else first. So how do you pick? 3 questions. Question 1, how much capital can you actually deploy? Not how much capital can you raise, but how much can you put in today, this month, or next month without putting your family at risk? If you have under $5,000, telehealth, period. Don't try to stretch into mobile until you save more. You have $5,000 to $8,000, mobile. You got the budget for a real medical bag and inventory. If you have $8,000 to $30,000, shared suite. The bigger your number, the better your shared suite deal can be. If you have $30,000 or more, you could do standalone. You probably shouldn't if it's your first clinic though. Use that capital to launch a shared suite with a longer runway. Question 2, how fast do you need revenue? If you need revenue in 60 days, telehealth or mobile. If you can wait 90 to 150 days, shared suite. If you can wait 6 months or more, standalone is on the table. Question 3, what services do you actually want to offer? If your service are programmatic, weight loss, TRT, HRT consults, telehealth wins on margin and scalability. If your services are event-based or concierge, mobile wins on price per visit. If your services need to be a physical space like IVs, injections, in-person assessment, shared suite or standalone. Run those 3 filters and you'll have your answer. For most first-time clinic owners, the answer is going to be telehealth, mobile, or shared suite. That's not a downgrade, that's a smart play. There you go, 4 ways to open a wellness clinic. Telehealth, mobile, shared suite, and standalone. 3 of them launch for under $10,000. The dream standalone clinic in your head is option 4. It's not the only option though, and it's almost never the right first option. Pick the model that fits your capital, your timeline, and your services. Prove the model, then graduate when the numbers tell you it's time. That's how PUUR went from a tattoo shop on Westheimer to the suite we're in today. Everything I just walked you through is what I'd tell you if you called me tonight. framework is the framework, and you can do this. If you want me in your corner while you do it, that's what Clinician CEO is. I do free strategy calls every week, 20 to 30 minutes long, no pitch. We talk through your capital, your timeline, your services, and which model is the right starting point for you. Whether that's working with me or doing this on your own, you'll leave the call with a clear answer. Link to book is in the description. If this video helped, hit subscribe. I post weekly on here about running a wellness clinic from someone who actually runs one. See you next week.